Hello and welcome to this series of videos aiming to explain the Activate the SAP project management methodology. Actually, the target audience are people who have been through one or more implementation project of an ERP system, not necessarily SAP, but any ERP system as a key user, as maybe a consultant or a project manager. If you have not been through this type of project, of course you are welcome to see these videos, but I apologize because maybe some of the concepts and the terminology that you are going to see or find in these videos, maybe you are not familiar to. I am preparing for other series of videos explaining these maybe prerequisites, and if you please, you can help me if you have any question or any area or terminology or aspect that you're not familiar with. So you will help me a lot if you send me that in the comments below. Now, if you are talking about SAP Activate, it is a project management methodology. So it is not isolated from other methodologies like PMP, for example. Actually, as a project manager, you will have to focus on the same aspects or elements that are named in the PMP, the knowledge areas. You will have to focus on them like any other project management methodology does. Those 10 knowledge areas are namely in PMP, scope, cost, time management, quality, integration, procurement, stakeholders, human resources, communication, and risk management. You will have to keep track of all of them in the Activate methodology. And maybe we are going to see examples of that, although it is not mentioned by this naming in SAP Activate. So do not forget while talking about SAP Activate that it is a project management methodology that follows the standards of any project management methodology. Also, in comparing to PMP, you will find that Activate is talking about phases, while PMP is talking about process groups. Sometimes you can map them easily, and sometimes it is not that direct, but it is always there. This means in SAP Activate, you will do like PMP, you will do the initiation of the project, you will do also the planning of the project, execution of the project, monitoring and controlling, and closing. Okay, so like any project management methodology, of course you are not going to do all of this using this terminology, but the concepts are the same. It is also important to mention that SAP Activate had a predecessor. It had another methodology that preceded it. This methodology was ASAP, or Accelerated SAP. There are differences between both. Of course, there is a conceptual difference, and therefore SAP changed the whole implementation methodology, although you will find a lot of similar features between them. This is not because they are not different. They are different in the concept of each of them, but because we are implementing at the end an SAP ERP project, you will find a lot of similarity, but the concept is different. Okay, we are not going to compare, or this is not the target of these videos to compare these two methodologies, but of course we will have to mention some differences while we are explaining the areas or details of phases that had been affected by this methodology. One more thing, Activate is based on Scrum. Scrum is based on Agile. Scrum and Agile are two project management, or actually product life cycle methodologies. Uh, Also, they are evolution. They came after what they call waterfall. In waterfall, the concept was different than the new Agile and Scrum methodology. And also, the Activate methodology is, because of this, as part of it, changed from ASAP, which was based also on the relatively older methods of project management or software development management methodologies. Okay, so we will maybe go to some features and relate them to the Scrum and Agile while talking about the SAP Activate methodology. One of the most important things that you are going to see in the Activate is SAP best practices, on which the Activate methodology is based. So it is based on the best practices of SAP processes. We will go through some phases that will need you to understand what is the best practices of SAP and how they are linked to the methodology of Activate. Thank you.